Yeah, I'm just thinking about how, I keep myself, out of trouble a lot of times by just really keeping up, a good social distance. And I just kind of feel like, in terms of just me staying out of trouble, I keep up a good social distance. It's almost like, to a certain degree, the less I have to say, or the less camaraderie I have with certain situations. It's all a case by case situation. You can't really tell. You can't really tell exactly, which ones. You can, but I personally can't tell yet. So I'm just like really getting to a certain point now where I say it's like the leaves on a tree. Sometimes they fall off, and you be like, well, dang, but it's all for the good though. And I mean, with that being said, it's just like I say, I'm thankful for the willpower, I guess. Sometimes when you don't really have a lot to choose from, your only choice is to go straight or whatever. But the more choices and options you have, the more room you have to make mistakes. And that's kind of how I feel about the CBDC, the central bank digital currency. Because I feel like in a minute, we're going to be forced to have what we need. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like being a kid again. It's funny. It says there are those of us who will be teachers when in time we realize that we ourselves still need to be taught. So the best teacher is the one that's always open to learn, or the best teacher is always a student. So I'm just more so like, I say, I don't know who or what it was, but I was inspired to let go of certain elements. I let go of certain elements in my life, and I picked up elements which I can't afford. And see that's something else too. Like, okay, see, almonds is a perishable, so it's almost like almonds is like $7 a bag, but with the CBD, central bank digital currency, because it's a perishable, we could get more almonds. It don't even matter how much it costs. It's just the fact that there is a supply, and it will be distributed for as much as if there's anybody that could be, under the grasp of, necessity and indebted to another country. Even, I hate to say it, it sounds terrible, but then again though, what isn't? You know what I'm saying? What isn't? So it's almost like, with that being said, I mean, between ice, bananas, and crackers yesterday, the day before yesterday, oh my God, bananas and crackers. It's almost like banana pudding, but it's better.
Next stop,
because it ain't got that sugar in
at
it.
Downing Street.
So I can't eat sugar. If I eat sugar, my breath stink. If I eat sugar, my breath will stink. I can't eat sugar, I've always had stinking breath. My breath always stink. My breath used to always stink for almost like 20, 30 years. But then I stopped eating sugar, and it's hard. Not eating sugar is hard, but then again, it's your options. So I realized, like, man, you just ate some I ate something else too that got sugar in it. It gave me stinking breath. I can't even eat really noodles no more, because noodles give me stinking breath too. But I eat crackers though. Crackers don't give me stink, but it's a time to have stinking breath. Because when you want nobody in your face, you be like, yo, I'm about to eat some candy and get the stinking breath. So that way when they talk to me, they'll be like, hey, how you doing? I'll be like, hello. I'll be like, hello. Hi, how are you? Hello. And I'd be like, I'm all right. As soon as I get away from you, I'll be just fine. As soon as I get away from you, I'll be like, bye-bye. Bye-bye. So, like I said, it's time for everything. It's nothing old, no. It's time for everything. It's time to heal, time to kill, it's time to plant, time to harvest. It's time for everything. And like I was saying before too, it's almost like they got the whole deal going on where it's like we got the gold standard. We got the gold standard in 1974. We got the gold standard in 1974. That was like 4 years after what? 4 years after the Vietnam War. So that was not by accident. That was perfect timing. I got a little man in my nose. That was perfect timing, because what they realized was that there were, y'all seen American Gangster, where Frank Lucas is getting that dang on heroin from over there at from Vietnam. There was a whole workforce over there, but they were not applied to working for anything that was openly marketable. but they were marketing. They were working for heroin. They had everybody organized. So they was like, you know what? We can take the money from this and establish credit. People didn't realize it, but see, any kind of natural resources tied to the earth aside from money ain't nothing. Money is for all debts to be paid. But even heroin or cocaine, anything that comes from the earth in a sustainable form where it's going to be consistent and it has value, you can use that. So then in the 1980s, we had the yuppies, the young entrepreneurs, the young entrepreneurs, the yup, and we had the buppies, the black entrepreneurs, and they basically were living it up based on credit. But see, it wasn't based on gold. We got off the gold standard. We got off the gold standard because they had that daggone gold heroin. That was gonna be that's what fueled the credit of the 80s. Heroin fueled the credit of the 80s. It fueled it. It fueled it. See what I'm saying? It fueled like fuel for your car. It fueled it, and people was feuding over it, cause it fueled it. But see, see, you can refute that. It fueled it and it fueled, but you can refute that. But see, what I realized too is that when they started doing that, it was only a limited time from 1974 to 2000. They knew that see, it was a plan. See, the yuppies were the ones that was using it. Nobody used cocaine like the yuppies. Nobody could afford it. Nobody could afford it. So they allowed them to use their credit. It was a sabotage. It was like saying somebody had a bright idea. Somebody was thinking. Somebody said, we'll get them an extended line of credit. Let them go into debt. It's debt. But see, like Robert Kiyosaki say, you got to use your debt. See, I ain't figured that one out yet. I ain't figured it out yet. So you got to use your debt. Now see, conceptually speaking, accountants are OCD. If you a bank accountant, you have obsessive compulsive disorder. You like to count stuff like Count Dracula. You be like, $1, $2, $2. And they like counting stuff. So it's a sickness for them. They'll get sick and get mad if they can't count stuff. So they be like, yo, you can come to the bank with an idea or a business venture. They don't care if it flop or not. It just get them something to do. Because if they ain't doing that, they'll be doing something else. I don't know what else they'll be doing. But if they don't be counting nothing, then they'll be upset. So they're like, yo, man, I don't care if you mess up with this venture, whatever your business idea is, I don't care. As long as it give me something to count, it keep me busy. And then they don't want to go home to their wife. They're like, man, she get on my goddamn nerves. They be like, yo, I'm counting on getting up in the morning to go to work to get away from her ass. She get on my motherfucking nerves. Oh my God. I can't wait to get in the office to go count some change. I count pennies. I crack open all the old penny rolls and recount them all over again just so I can have an excuse to not have to come home to her because she worrisome as hell. She get on my motherfucking nerves. And they be like, yo, man, I got an idea. I'm gonna sell tree bark that fall off the tree. They be like, you got it. You can do that. Sell tree bark that fall off the tree. They be like, thank you. I thought I was barking up the wrong tree, but now that I've pitched this idea to you, and say, and don't even worry about that. Tell you what, cut down some of them trees, get you some pitch, and make you an ark. Because basically, what they did was this: they allowed the buppies and yuppies to invest in other ventures like what? Cars. What year they made the car? They made the car in like Henry T. Ford made the car. That was the destruction. That's why it's so cold now, because cars. Before they had cars, the glaciers were not melting. We have too much fuel emissions. Too much fuel emissions from everybody riding around. Look around and see how many people you see driving in cars, one person to a car. They should carpool. They heating it up. It's like 18 cars. It's 4 seats in a car. So for every car you see going in one direction, it's 4 people. They can all be in the same car. But you got, it's 4 different fuel emissions. That's why it's cold. Because it's melting the glaciers. So now we gonna all live in the yellow submarine that's about to flood. It's gonna flood, and we gonna all live in the yellow submarine. But see, that's good. See, cause see, it's a whole lot of, look, you can get kelp. Kelp is good. Kelp is good. You ever seen a whale? A whale live off of kelp. Like, all you eat is kelp. Kelp is good for you. It's rich in omega-3 fatty acids. It's got iron. A lot of the best stuff is in the ocean. Somebody just said that like a few days ago. They said something about reaping the benefits of what's in the ocean. But see, we dealing with some stuff right now where what was it? The Fukushima meltdown. It was the Fukushima meltdown. They ended up having a tsunami. Now I'm trying to figure out which happened, first. Did they have a tsunami? The tsunami knocked out the nuclear reactor. the tsunami knocked the nuclear reactor, and then because it was like they had like a earthquake because stuff was shifting because they are dealing with an energy that they can't contain. So then what happened was they had 200 million gallons of irradiated water leaking out every day. So really, I don't even eat fish because the fish poison. Now, I didn't realize that. That's not why I don't eat fish. But the fish poison because they said fish is washing up on the West Coast with sores. They say one fish rolled up, it had 3 eyes. It mutating. And what it is, stuff is coming out the water. They be like, yo, something beats on a big shark and came on the land. That's what happened, because something tried to eat him. It's something down there mutated. It's something down there that's like, and it'll eat anything. So you got stuff in the water trying to come out. Like, yo, I seen all kind of creatures in the water because I live in the water, but I don't know what the hell that was. I'm coming out the motherfucking water. Next thing you know, they come out the water. I ain't eating that. See, you come out better with salmon, even though it make my breath stink. Salmon, I can't eat no meat. My breath stink. They be like, yo, they go stinky breath man right there. He done ate a whole can of salmon. You know what I'm saying? I can't eat that. But see, what I do realize is this. Mackerel ain't no damn good. See, it's one thing when you can't eat meat, but it's one thing when it's radiation in it. I'm gonna go find out what the radiation, the frequency rate of them picking up radiation. When they had the Olympics in was it Hong Kong? Simone Biles got sick. They had signs. The Japanese people had signs outside saying, we're not ready for the Olympics. They don't care. They're trying to make money. And see, they was also brown nosing. They was like, yo, we know that all these PlayStations are selling. We know that Hong Kong made the daggone, it's Tokyo. The Prius, Toyota Prius, that's a nice car. That's a real nice car. You can put like you can fill a tank up one time and ride up and down the daggone whole East Coast off of one tank. But see, the thing about that is that when they give you that daggone ability to plug up, they can shut your car down. They can shut your car down from remote. You be in your car like, I can't go nowhere. Oh yeah, because they said, and you know, it might be good, but where you going? Where you going? You might go somewhere you ain't got no business going. But like I was saying though, so they had the radiation in the soil. It's 150 years for that radiation to come out the soil. That's a 75-year half-life. It takes 75 years for the radioactive isotopes to break down for you to even go outside and breathe. I'm gonna give me a gas mask. They over there irradiated. Simone Biles got sick. She got sick. She started throwing up. She be doing flips and gymnastics. I realized that, yo, that's my natural high. I do a 360 cartwheel. I'm high as hell. You know what I'm saying? I was getting high when I was 3 years old, spinning around in a circle. I'd be like, oh, 360 degrees. You know what I'm saying? And I did it, and it's a challenge. I hate not being able to do that. I hate not being able to do my little 360-degree cartwheel, pirouette. I hate that, man. I want to do, you know what I'm saying? So really, it's almost like, it's a time investment. It's a time investment. Like I say though, 75 years, at least for half of the breakdown. So that means everything comes from the daggone West Coast. It's irradiated. I don't need to be over there. It's some good stuff over there. I don't need to be over there. I thought about it. I said, yeah, move out west. I ain't moving out west. It's radiation. And if somebody eat a radiated fish and shake your hand, you got radiation. And they said that the reason why they come out with the CBDC because the money is gonna have the germs. But see, it come out every year. Every year. We've been at since 2019, COVID-19. It came out in 2001. Like I said, when they daggone got off the gold scale in 1974, and then when they got to the point they let credit kick in, they knew they were collapsing the system. But it wasn't actually known immediately. They found out, it was like, yo man, we over here fighting this damn war. And they using, the more people that die in the war, the more bodies they get stuffed with heroin. So they banked on people dying. They're like, yeah man, you need to go over there and step in that landmine. We'll use your body to ship the heroin back. They needed that because that was gonna be a new line of credit. That was gonna be what sustained us. See, the banks don't care. The bank don't care who win the war. The bank like, yo, I sell weapons to all sides. You need a gun? Hey, you can't afford a gun. Oh, you can't afford no gun. I tell you what, I'll give you all these guns for free and then you pay me back later. I'll give you a line of credit. And you know what? I'm gonna make sure you don't die because you gotta pay me back. If you die, you can't pay me back. So I'll make sure you know what I'm saying? So then next thing you know, they got a whole line of credit. The whole point of a war is to break everybody down. You be like, yo man, I ain't even got no money to buy no more bullets. Oh, you don't got no money to buy no bullets? Oh, well that means I own you then. I own you, don't I? You can't pay your debt. I own you. Now what can I do with you? I'm trying to figure out what I can do with you because I own you now. I don't know what to do with you. Let me see. I tell you what. You sit over there and keep acting like you in control, and I'll run stuff behind you. I'll be your puppet. I'll be your puppet master. And that way, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta worry about blowing up a whole country. I'm gonna take your country from you, but I don't want to blow the streets up. I have to take money and rebuild that. You ain't got no money. I can't make no money off of you. So the last thing I want to do is incur more debt. So I tell you what, I go head on and I push my #1 product with my new partner. I got some partners south of the border that got cocaine, and my #1 product is heroin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go head on and push my #1 product, and that's gonna help me clear out the area like what? Roach spray. That's gonna clear it out. That way I ain't got to blow and demolish the whole house to get the roaches out the way. I'm just gonna, what they call it, the bomb, the fumigate that mug, the roach bomb. I'm just gonna do it like that. That way I can go ahead and keep, you know what I'm saying, my infrastructure intact. That works for me. Is that good for you? That works for me. It's good for you? Okay. Because if you can act like everything is okay, then guess what? I got a reward for you. I got a reward for you. But you just remain calm and act like everything is okay. See what I'm saying? See, it's the whole thing. See, my whole deal is to steer clear. Steer clear. I ain't making no waves. The most waves I'm making, they're making this video. And it's getting to the point now, they say, yo, they gonna have social credits. Oh man, I'm in debt. They gonna shut my shit down. I'm gonna be in the outer field. They be like, Ken has no social skills. His social skills are just in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? They be like, resurrected. You can't resurrect Ken's social skills. His social skills are just gone, decrepit, gone. You know, I got no social skills. So they'll shut mine down. Which means what? I'll be forced to live off. I'll be forced to live off of that, which is probably, I don't know, let's say, as far as the radiation and all that stuff, man, it's there. It's there. And I'm joking too, but I'm serious at the moment. I'm serious as hell. I'm serious as hell. But yeah, I'm still thinking about how we're in a position right now. It's been planned. This has been planned since 1943. You know what I'm saying? And certain people, like I say, they have been exploited. Like, you know, the Jewish people have been exploited. They've been using them as a weapon. They've been weaponized. They're not even aware of what they're capable of doing. They have mental powers beyond their capacity to even fathom them. But the thing about it is that when Hitler got a hold to him, he was actually trying to augment it. He was like, I'm gonna make your stuff better because you need more water. See, the oil in their body, it gave them strength. But he was like, I'm gonna give you strength and mental capacity beyond your already existent mental capacity. But that'll require a certain kind of breeding. You'll be mad at me at first, but the end product, they'll thank me. You'll thank me later. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was doing. He was actually trying to find a way to, what they were, I'm not gonna say they were doing this, but on purpose. They weren't, because look, the whole deal was like, yo, we're servants. We serve. The best way for us to serve is to acquire that which we're trying to acquire without pushing the issue. They'll be in the house, be a maid. They'll be like, I hope he pinched my butt so I can get pregnant and have this baby, and I use this daggone mulatto baby to further my people's cause. And next thing you know, they don't even look like what they looked like before. They look totally different. Totally different. They look totally different. So as it is now, they were being pushed forward by leaps and bounds. Hitler was doing that, pushing them forward by leaps and bounds. Now see, any complaints they would have had, yeah. He took what they were doing that would have took probably about like 100 years. He sped it up. He concentrated the effort. I'm not trying to be funny. He did. He concentrated, like saying that he had a eugenics program, like saying that based on a certain genes, he was like, look, I'm gonna add y'all to the mix, and I'm gonna need my men to add their baby batter to y'all cakes, to y'all baby cakes, and stir it up. You see what I'm saying? and he was gonna stir it up, and then that was gonna actually. But see, you can't add too much. It's like cooking. It's a very delicate situation. It's a very delicate because you don't want to do it too fast. And see, that's what's happening now. See, we had the Omicron version of the variant. That's the West Coast. They didn't want to speed the equation up. We on the East Coast. That's my only right here. On the East Coast, that's the Delta version. That's that A. That's the triangle. That's the one that talks about in the Bible where it says the beast with 7 heads and 10 crowns. That's why I'm not worried about nothing. That part in itself alleviates all my worries and fears, because when you got 7 heads and 10 crowns, that's 7 continents and 10 rulers. They gonna fight each other. I stay out the way. They all got their own beef with each other. I stay out the way. See what I'm saying? 7 heads, 10 crowns, and then that's Atlantis. It says there's 7 heads, 10 crowns, and there's one that is not, that was, but is and will be. That's Atlanta. That's Atlanta. Atlanta is where Atlantis connected to North America. That's coming up. That's coming up. They already got that. And then not only that, they're gonna bring back the mammoth. See, we got cold air. They're gonna bring back the woolly mammoth. Why? Why? Because the fuel is running out. Putin cut off gas to 80%. So guess what? He lives where the ice is. Putin like, I don't care. We don't drive cars over here. That's why I got so much gas to sell. We don't drive. You ever try to drive cars on the ice? You can't do that shit. You ever seen Rocky? Man, they was in the goddamn woods. Look, they gonna bring back mammoths. That's gonna be transportation. If you can't ride no mammoth, guess what? You gonna be slipping and sliding in some snowshoes. You can't ride no mammoth. Now, you can put mammoth in 3rd, 4th gear. You can do that. You can do that if you know how to do it. But you got to feed a mammoth right. See, it ain't gonna be no car. It's like, yo, if you don't feed your mammoth right, then guess what? You ain't gonna have transportation. It's like having a horse. You can't feed your horse stupid food. Why you put, you know what I'm saying? I'm put the gas in the car. I put the gas in the car. If you can't feed your animal what it needs to work best for you, then guess what? You're gonna be a walking motherfucker. You're gonna be a walking ass. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta feed the stuff right. But see, it'll throw your ass. A fucking donkey or a mule will throw your it'll throw your ass. Kick your ass, throw your ass, and you'll be like, damn man, I came out walking to get go. I done fell off the damn donkey, got hurt and shit. That's like being in a car accident. Then got hurt in the car. So I walk at my own pace, at my own speed. I done got hit by a car. It's not riding a bike. I don't ride bikes no more. Cause you know what? You won't get a part 2 with me. You won't get a chance to hit me no more. I'll be walking. I walked this whole strip before, and it's a nice strip. Oh my God. I smoke cigarettes. You know what? Clear my head, man. Yo, if you want to be out of breath, try running. You be like, I smoke a cigarette, man, because it shut the oxygen out of my brain. Try going for a walk till your ass can't breathe no more. Same effect. Same effect, and you'll have $10 in your pocket. Now see, a cigarette might make you feel good, but being hungry don't feel good. There ain't no good feeling being hungry. So if I spend $10 on cigarettes because I don't want to walk up and down the goddamn street and be hungry, then guess what? I've made my problem times 2. So here I am, stressed out, can't breathe, and I'm hungry. The next step is death. I'm good. I'm good. So with that, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much thinking about like, you know, I'm just thinking, you know, I mean, like a George Carlin said, I got this weird thing I be doing. This weird thing I do in like thinking. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't think, somebody else will think for you. And that's the whole reason why they doing them, because they're like, you know, they're like, yo, if you don't want to think, we'll think for you. That movie called Get Out, when you smoke cigarettes, you shut down your capacity. See, you're the host. You're the host for the spirit of the Heavenly Father within you. But there are different things that will use you as a host. CERN is letting demonic entities in by smashing subatomic particles that are smaller than the smallest particle of the fabric of our dimension. And these things have been there waiting. That's who the workforce is. That's who the workforce is. There's certain people that they didn't realize what they were going to be used for. They were born into the world, but they never knew what their purpose was. But they resemble what was on the other side of that dimensional barrier that CERN is now breaching. And they're coming through, and they're going straight for those. They're going straight for the ones that look like what they look like when they did have a corporeal body. They're going straight for them. And if you smoke or drink, guess what? You ain't gotta look like them. They'll use you like a pawn or a piece. They'll be like, push them forward over there. You know what I'm saying? And they'll use you for that. You know, like running interference. You know what I'm saying? Like you play football, be like, yo man, you run to the left,
and I'm gonna run to the right, and then you block me, and then I'm going through. And they don't do that. But see, my whole deal, stay there. I stay out the way. I stay out the way, because I ain't got nothing to prove. Because when you got to prove something, that means you don't believe it. See, the main one got to prove something, he don't believe it. Hey, man, I'm going to go over there. Hey, I'm going to test him. You know why you want to test me? Because you don't believe in yourself. If you knew who you were and what you got, you ain't got to test me. You knew that when you got up this morning. Don't let me create doubt within your mind. Don't let me be the one to create doubt within your mind. I've never met anybody to this thing. I'll be like, yo, man, I'm going to test him. Never. I've never have. Never have. I've never, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to know your niche. That's why it's like, you know what I'm saying? I stay out the way. I stay the hell out the way. You be like, what Ken at? I don't know. He out the way. I don't even see his ass no more. I thought he was over there, but I don't even see him over there no more. Where the hell he at? Out him up. As far as I know, he out the way. He's out the way as far as I know. He out the way. See what I'm saying? And that's where it's at right now. I'm at 25:57. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the video down right now because I gotta save space. And the smaller the video, the faster upload. Yeah. And I gotta take a dump. I gotta go to the damn bathroom. I'm going down this motherfucker. I'm about to load the toilet up. I'm gonna load that motherfucker up. Peace.